So one thing about me is I like to read pretty much all of my YouTube comments, and you guys have been leaving lots, so thank you for that. Thank you for providing tips in the comment section to hopefully help other people that are stuck on a certain boss. As far as I know, you can't replay the boss fights, so it's not like I can test every strat, so please keep this up. We all get better as a community by crowdsourcing our knowledge, so again, I just want to say thank you. Keep the tips coming. So one theme I've noticed in my comments is people's hate for the constant barrage of ads spawning in during boss fights like Sister Splinter and especially Savage Beastfly. And I was pretty neutral on the topic. I didn't struggle too much in those fights, so part of me was just like, yeah, get good. But the other part absolutely agrees that it can be seen as lazy game design. A much more fun challenge is overcoming tough boss mechanics. Nightmare King Grimm in Hollow Knight is my favorite fight in the game, in large part because he has awesome mechanics that you have to react to quickly. It's just a super enjoyable fight. And we have a lot of those in Silksong as well, I want to be clear about that. I think by and large, the bosses in this game are great. But yesterday, I faced by far the worst boss in the game. I thought it took me like 4 hours to beat, but I went and looked at my timestamps from my stream, and it was actually just under 2 hours. But when I tell you, it felt like a fucking eternity, and that is because this boss is painful in all the worst ways. So let's break down why it's so bad. First off, it has spawning ads. Luckily, these ones aren't random. After many attempts, you do learn their spawns and can spawn kill them, but before I was doing this, they were just a giant pain in the ass. They pop out of the water and shoot at you, so they aren't always there to deal damage to, which really sucks. I hate these enemies with a passion. And next, they are also airborne. My chat joked with me in my Hollow Knight streams that the community hates primal aspids, and for good reason. Well, Team Cherry must have heard this and said, "Oh, you hate annoying flying enemies? Well, Silksong is gonna have way more. Fuck you." They tripled down on them. Flying enemies in this game can be extremely annoying as you have to be able to jump up and hit them, and with the way hitboxes work in this game, you often inadvertently run into the enemy and take damage. So there we have it, ad spawns in a boss fight which a lot of people don't like, and the ads are flying enemies which can be very difficult to deal with. But it doesn't stop there. You don't have an entire floor to work from either. You have to avoid the bile water which will dissolve your silk over time and prevent you from healing. An extremely annoying mechanic. I get that it adds difficulty and puts the onus on the player to avoid the water, but it doesn't mean it's not annoying. Next is runbacks. People have bitched a lot about runbacks in Silksong, especially for the last judge. I like to think I'm a pretty good platformer, so the elitist in me sort of said, get good. I'm pretty neutral on runbacks as well, and none have bothered me in Silksong until Groal. This is the worst runback in the game by far. At least for where I'm at about 40 hours into the game. You're again dealing with the bile water, flying enemies, and those dickheads that will jump out of the water and damage you. It's extremely hard to avoid enemies that you can't frickin' see. So yeah, this runback is long and tedious and makes it very hard to go into the fight with full health, and you definitely want full health for this fight because the boss is also a pain in the ass. It's not that the mechanics are very hard, but he's just super hard to deal damage to. I could have switched crests so I could maybe pogo him easier or have longer range, but I'm unfamiliar with all the crests aside from the main one, so switching wouldn't do me much good when I am so new to a new crest. This boss floats around and is just very hard to hit. And then if you do get close enough, he will often dive on top of you and damage you. This means you have to play pretty passive, which again is annoying. Maybe it's a skill issue on my behalf, but I just went very slow, getting damage in where I could, and then I spammed abilities in phase 2 and I was lucky enough to take him down. Oh, and the random ads don't stop before the boss fight. Even when the boss is up, he'll spawn in random ads from time to time. And I almost forgot to mention that there are also traps during this fight. Admittedly, they're pretty easy to avoid, but this is just another troll thing that Team Cherry has added a lot of in Silksong. There's so many traps that absolutely troll the hell out of you. So this boss fight is literally a combination of all the most annoying things that they have implemented into the game, and it makes for a truly unfun and miserable boss fight. I want to be clear, I adore Silksong and I'm having a ton of fun playing it. But like I said, I read your comments and your frustrations, and I found it sort of funny how every complaint that I've read is featured in this boss fight and cranked up to 11. It's the biggest troll boss in the entire game, and I'm sure Team Cherry knew that. They were probably laughing their asses off designing this. Like, bro, let's add this. Haha, oh my god, people are gonna fucking lose it. Honestly, I sort of respect it. It's very annoying in the moment, but funny to think that they're just out here trolling their community of adoring fans. Anyways, that's it. I just wanted to talk about how every annoying design element that I've seen the community complain about is featured in this boss fight, and it makes it a very unfun time. As I said, I spent close to 2 hours here, and I was hating every minute. It was a huge pain. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.